Okay, so here we're going to see how we can do an animation to show the students how to prepare a fruit smoothie recipe. So I have all these images that I've prepared and picked for the recipe, and I want to put an animation for each one of them. So um, here I want to start by going through this text box where I want this sentence to disappear once they click on it, and then the animation will follow. So what I do is I select the text box and I go under animation. So we see under animation we have three different options, actually four, and we'll talk about each one of them. So the first one is how I want the image or the text box to enter on the slide, or if I want it while still on the slide to emphasize it. And then if I wanted to disappear from the slide and go away, also I have different options. And depending if you're using a Mac or a PC, you'll see it differently, but you have different options on how to add the animation. I'm sure you have experimented with this already. So like I said, here I want the students to start by um, I want this sentence to disappear once they click on this text box. So I say click here to learn how to prepare a fruit smoothie. So since I wanted to exit, so I'm going to choose the disappear animation. Actually I wanted to dissolve. It has a nicer effect. So I click on it, it shows me how it will act. And we see here this animation will happen on click, once I click. Next step I'll do is to bring all my images on the screen. So I have my ingredients here, and I want to tell them that they can put them all in the blender. So I want the ingredients to appear on the screen one after the other. So I want the strawberries to appear here. And after the strawberries, I want the banana to appear. Then the orange juice to appear. Okay? Once they're all on the stage, I want to add another animation. So I click the strawberry again, and I wanted to show that the strawberries are going inside the blender. So I choose here the motion path, and I can choose different ways of how the strawberries would move on the screen, but I want a straight line. So I'm going to draw the straight line here, so it goes into the blender. I'll do the same thing for the banana. So I go to motion, select my straight line, and click where I want it to start. Oops, no. Let's do this again. So I go to motion, click here, and draw the line inside the blender. Okay. Next I go to the orange juice, same thing, line, and I hold the mouse while I'm drawing, and I move it. Okay, so now supposedly these images will appear one after the other, and then one after the other they will go into the blender. This is what I want them to do. And then after all the ingredients are in the blender, I will press on the blender. I want it to move a little bit, to shake, to show that it's running. So I chose this motion teeter. So it will move a little, and then it will, supposedly it will do the smoothie. It will blend the ingredients into a smoothie. So, and after all it is done, so the result would be a cup of smoothie. So I want the smoothies cup to appear here at the end. So I put it here, and I give it the motion appear. Okay, now we have not the default selection here on the animation options is on click. So if I don't do anything to this, all my animation would appear on click, and I don't want them to do this, to click for everything. So I can click on the reorder, and on the PC it's going to be different. But anyhow, you can see all the animations that you put in the order that you put them. So the first thing we have is the text box that is going to disappear once we click. And this is what I wanted to do. Okay, I can, if I want, I have all my options here. So maybe I don't want it to disappear very quickly. So I'll put fast instead of very fast. The second one is the strawberries appearing, and you can see here that the number highlights here, so you know which animation you're talking about and which picture. So I want them to disappear, but not on click. I want them to start disappearing after the text box disappear. I mean, I want them to start appearing after the text box disappear. So it will be after previous. And I want it not to disappear quickly. I don't want it to appear quickly, so I want to delay it a little bit, maybe 2 seconds. The same thing for the banana. So I want it to appear after the strawberries and with a little bit of delay. So I'm pressing here. Orange juice, same thing. And it's after previous. Then I want them to enter into the blender. So here I know that I'm in the strawberries, and this will start moving first. So it's going to be after previous. Medium is okay. I don't really want a delay because the speed is okay. And then I choose the banana. Now you see here, if I click, because they are on top of each other, so I can still move this one a little bit. Make sure that I'm clicking the banana here. And yes, so picture number 9 is the banana because it's highlighted. And I want it to come after previous. Medium speed is fine. And the next one is the orange juice. After previous, it will go into the blender. Then we have the blender. We want it after previous to teeter, right? But I want it to teeter very fast. So I wanted really the movement to be fast. And I want to also add a little sound to it. So I chose drill. So once this is shaking, there's another, so it's shaking and there's a sound that comes with it, all right? So and then we want the smoothie to appear. So we put it back where we want it to appear. So when I highlight it again, I have all my options, and I want it to appear after previous. Okay, so now just to review, we go over each one of them. So the first one will start after click, after previous, after previous, after previous. So we're all good, because sometimes you can forget to change it. All right, so now we can play it here. We go to play here. So the text box is disappearing. The strawberry appeared. Bananas. Orange juice. And then it appears. Now maybe the timing, you can play with the timing, with the delay like you saw here, if maybe we need to adjust some of the timing here. And that's it. And then if we want to look at it, how it appears on the big screen, so you see here nothing happens until the students click on this. So they click on it, it disappears, and the same thing happens again. So this is a very simple example of, you're trying to do a fruit smoothie, but you can do this like if it's a science, something in science that you want to show, or math. You can use it for anything really. So that's it.